Our grand final is underway right now in the FGS Masters Cup. Week 2, it's a $15,000 one. And it will be a game to remember here. A 2v2 matchup between Team Gullit Ninjas in Pyjamas and Gullit Esports. Strap yourselves in because this might be going the extra mile. We've just been to a penalty shootout that Gullit Esports have just come out the back of. Whilst on the other side, you rightly just said, a very different semi-final for Team Gullit and Ninjas in Pyjamas. A 5-2 win on aggregate as they look to kick off in the best way possible here. That could have maybe been a penalty there. Late on, Messi went down to ground. Obviously, Gullit Esports kicking from right to left in that white strip. Team Gullit Ninjas in Pyjamas kicking from left to right in their own custom esports strip that is also in the game. Could be an early start. What's a save from Edwin van der Sar?
Early pressure here. Gullit Esports putting a pedal to the metal. Corner whipped in. Head away from Marquinhos. Maybe that penalty shootout revigorated Gullit Esports here. They left it late in their semi-final. But as you mentioned, big game players. They turn up.
If you look across the board, Richard, what a set of players you've got in terms of people that have won tournaments, been to grand finals, been to just the events that every FIFA player wants to be at. Yes, I'm speaking in a 1v1 environment here, but E-World Cups, E-Club World Cups, E-Nations qualifications, playing for their national teams at a really high level. You've just got 4 winners that have just been gelled together in different teams, and this really should be a phenomenal 2 legs of FIFA. If you cast your mind back to last week, what a final we had there as well. XL Esports taking on Fnatic. A week later, we've got another incredible final.
And it's crazy to see as well. You mentioned sort of on LAN playing the really big tournaments, but Levi not had the chance because of his age, because of the global pandemic. He's not had an opportunity to go to an E-World Cup grand final or an E-Nations Cup or even numerous different global series majors. So this Team of the Season Cup is really one of his first big events on LAN coming up in April.
Here come that team forward now. The Levi is part of. Into the box it will go. It's a free header in the box, defended well by Vieira. 20 minutes played here so far. To shout about as of yet. Piling on the pressure. It's Team Gullit. Ninjas in Pyjamas, scoop turn, ball rolls coming out in quick succession from Pele. Drops it back to Ronaldo. It's R9. A great block from Gullit that time. It's the start that they would have wanted to have. The intensity is there, the press is there. They'll know more than anyone how important it is to make Gullit Esports feel uncomfortable in this scenario.
Put them under pressure. Put them under... Just make them feel nervous, if that's even possible. I don't know if Nicolas99FC, we've seen him with a heart rate monitor on. He doesn't really get nervous, but just put them in an uncomfortable position.
The day of those heart rate monitors all that time ago. Maybe Nicholas's heart rate changed too much. He's a nice man for a reason. He didn't crack
got the nickname, wasn't it?
Pressure does it. Player whose year honestly changed, moving to London is that team right now. Oh, Ruud Gullit just inches over the bar. There might have been a quiet start in the first third of this one, but very nearly Ruud Gullit was inches away from finding the right top corner.
That wasn't timed. It was just Ruud Gullit opening up on that right boot. An early indication of, to me, Gullit Esports confidence. You don't take that shot on if you're not feeling yourself, if you're not feeling like things are going your way. So, positive signs if you are a Gullit Esports fan, if you're a Nicolas fan. Nicolas plural, that is.
Jude Bellingham, Ronaldo. Back to R9, it will continue to hustle Hakimi, not let him have any sort of time to get out of that one, just about does. We're in the first leg here of our grand final in the FGS Masters Cup, week 2. This match worth $15,000, 4 weeks of FIFA coming your way. And we're only halfway through a 100k prize pool, which is already being distributed. XL Esports, the 1 week one with Gorilla. Thomas Lease, the UK. FIFA Geo had a slow start in that one, but after a little while got them things moving and didn't look back in a super competitive grand final against Diogo and Texor Fnatic. This time round, surprise, surprise, it's more of the same. It is FIFA Esports at the highest level. And I think that last semi-final was the ultimate showcase of that, Richard, in that Team Neo against Guild Esports match. It was a game of just very limited chances, but chances that weren't taken, which then led for the game to go to extra time, and then led for the game to go to a penalty shooter, where it had to be decided by the lottery of penalty. Shot comes in again, it will fall kindly back to Mbappe, who's just offside.
That's harsh.
And half-time will pull up here in our grand final, 0-0 so far. How important will it be for both of these two teams, Richard, to go and win a tournament like today? Because technically it's the first chance since signing for these organisations to really bring the organisation back a bit of prize money.
Yeah, not only prize money, but pride as well. Because there's not been that many tournaments, there's not been that many opportunities to put your team at the top of the pedestal, and this is it. And also confidence going into that Team of the Season Cup to say, we've played against other sides and we've beaten other sides.
Oh, nicely done from R9. Very nearly put on a plate for Mbappe. It's a better start from Guild Esports. Seemingly so far they've seemed to be a team that are happy to take the hits and able to just sort of soak up all the possession and all the chances that their team that they're facing is throwing at them. All they need is one decent chance down the other, and it was apparent in the last game where they did that time and time again. However, they've got that much quality. They are also able to do that. Mbappe doesn't fancy a finesse from that far out. That was Lionel Messi. He might have on that left boot, as we know. This caused heartbreak for so many FIFA players. Jude Bellingham said, why not from that far out? It wasn't timed. It was just wide of the right post.
As that ball's flown towards goal, I think maybe the camera that we saw it looked like it went in for a second and then bounced out. Inches wide of the post and inches wide of giving a really quality start in the scoring here for Team Gullit and Ninja in Pyjamas in our grand final.
Mbappe finds Hakimi. That one will just about go for a throw-in, which is away from being a corner. 60 minutes played here in this grand final. Not too much to cheer about so far, but there is so much pressure on this one. Mbappe triggers his run. He's in a running race now. Up against Marquinhos, his fellow PSG teammate. Scoot turns away. R9 needs another option there. Took a shot from that far out because there just wasn't any other options to take.
Great win.
It's a pause that's come in from Team Gullit in Ninjas in Pyjamas. If you're wondering who is who exactly, it's Ollelito with that blue cursor. Above his head, Levi controlling that red cursor. We'll see the small intricacies and button inputs that each player is adding into this performance. Keep an eye on those two colours. Ronaldo, look at the space, it's R9, is there a cutback available? Brilliant feed! Oh, what a save! It's still just about up for Pele, who gives it back to Jude Bellingham on the edge of the box. He takes a shot. It's a bit of a ambitious one, to be completely honest. That takes a deflection, but for a split second, that was a brilliant chance for R9. If it wasn't for Schmeichel, we might have had our first goal in the grand final here.
As we go back into a pause, to come off of the bench, Lionel Messi could be involved as well. We can see some of the best moments from the game so far. Jude Bellingham coming close. Levi thought it had gone in. So did I, Levi. And this chance that it just went wide here. Ruud Gullit into R9 Ronaldo. He was driving towards the goal. What a save from Schmeichel, standing up to it. And the rebound came to nothing in the end. Back underway with 20 minutes left to play.
It says a lot, doesn't it, Richard, about a grand final? Of course, not that chance included, but when two of the main chances have been a shot from about 35 yards out, it goes to show just how little defensively both teams are offering up, how compact they are, how regimented they are, how organised they are.
Oh, beautiful.
It's the only space you're getting. See you later to Mbappe into the box. It will go. That would have been one to remember. Zlatan Ibrahimovic gets his first touches on the ball. Seems to coming on there, but Mbappe says see you later. Not to one, but two players there from Gullit Esports.
Outstanding bit of skill from Mbappe. Reverse elastic hold in between two of them. Unfortunately, the cross couldn't find a white shirt. That would have been one of the goals of the FGS Masters had it gone in.
CR7 towards that back post. Chance. Zlatan just couldn't get the leap, could he? The animation just wasn't in his favour. João Cancelo, whether he likes to admit it or not, actually did just about enough to just stand in the way. I didn't even see him jump up, to be completely honest.
Just anything is better than nothing for João Cancelo. You've got 6'5". Zlatan Ibrahimovic towering over you.
Oh no. Bearing down the goal, watch the back post. Van der Sar picks it up well, battles. And into the pause menu we will go. Expect to see more of this as we get towards more of a narrower and tighter affair. But back to the point that we were speaking about, Richard, before we got interrupted by that little Mbappe run. It does say a lot, doesn't it, when the best two chances you've had for both teams have been from the edge of the box and have been finesses from quite ridiculous angles.
Well, there's just been no mistakes defensively. That's what it has been. Both players on each side communicating well, defending strong, but defending compact. They've been resolute. You've not been able to pull out a cancel and sell a man or a couple of skill moves and get past somebody. It's been tough, and it's when games are like this, Brandon, typically it's moments of magic. We saw Mbappe pull something out on the line. Unfortunately, the cross couldn't find a white shirt, or a long shot, or something just to open up the game. Because as soon as one goal goes in, I guarantee we'll see a flurry. Because the entire match will change. The pace of the game will change. Whoever's trailing has to then come out and attack, and they've got to play, and they've got to push bodies forward.
Gravenberch comes up. It's an interesting one, just to freshen up the team ever so slightly.
Vinicius Jr. as well.
Final 9 minutes of leg one in the FGS Masters Cup Grand Final. $15,000 on the line here between these two. Still goalless. Referee pulls the one back for a free kick just outside the edge of the box. What can we see here? Messi over it.
I think Gullit maybe.
What's the numbers in the box? Ronaldo's being moved. Ronaldo will be there in the air. Looks to just nudge it down, which could have been in the path to R9, but it was asking quite a lot. The Brazilian forward. Six-inch play into Ibrahimovic. Just can't quite get that down. He does eventually. Pull it. Cut short. That final pass at either end of the pitch has neither team. As it looked to close down. Well, it's the final few minutes here. 0-0 so far. Here in leg one. We'll be doing it all again in leg two very shortly.
And we talk about tactical gameplay. We talk about the real insight. You saw Gravenberch come on. Do you see where he's playing? At fullback. That's to alleviate the Zlatan Ibrahimovic back post cross.
He's not only fresh, isn't he? He's a very tall player too. Mbappe,
Chance.
Can he get the ball in the box? Maybe he can. Cuts it back, finds little Messi. Messi on the breakthrough with the last kick of the game. It's a smasher grab effort from Gullit Esports, sorry. But Messi with a massive goal that's going to give them just a leap and a leg up in this second leg of the grand final. It came from absolutely nothing. A simple cutback, find Lionel Messi in just so much space. And at the halfway point here in the FGS Masters Cup Grand Final, Guild Esports lead Ninjas in Pyjamas Team Gullit by a goal to nil. The question is though, will they be able to fight back in the second leg?
Coming up later in the springtime. Huge second leg underway here. Guild Esports with a very, very slight lead. Can they hold on to it, or will Team Gullit and Ninjas in Pyjamas force a comeback? Only time will tell.
As we know, Guild Esports give from right to left in that green strip. Team Gullit and Ninjas in Pyjamas from right to left. They trail by a goal to nil. Remember, this is a $15,000 game of FIFA as they look to make it 2 goals to nil. Do R9 and Guild Esports, who just about had the ball for a second. If you're wondering who is who exactly for Guild in the green, with the red cursor it is Nicolas99, the Argentine, and in the blue cursor just above his head is NRASECK, the German. Looking to see those small intricate season which player exactly has made the creative pass or alternatively scored the big goal that could crown one of these two teams as champions. On the flip side for Team Gullit Ninjas in Pyjamas, it is Levi in the white cursor above his head, and with that yellow cursor it is Ollelito, who could be on to score a goal here for his team. Cuts it inside, twisting, turning, brilliant save from Schmeichel.
It was called into action in the first leg, and he's got an early start here, does Primical Moments. Peter Schmeichel in the second leg for Guild Esports. Defending well at the moment, however, and keeping that clean sheet intact. But they've won the ball again high up the pitch.
Look at this chance for Pele. Marquinhos, talk about superb defending there, just got a boot in the way. That was just about enough. Recycled well, Hakimi lays it back into Ferdinand Zidane. Will look to just push that ball forward. He really has showclassed why he is a prime icon moment that should be influenced in every single pros teams today. Has it in Zidane as he looks to come forward to provide the assisting pass. Pele gets back. After such a quiet first leg, Guild Esports will be over the moon to be in this second leg with just something behind them, just a slight leg up. It was a grand final victory. Jude Bellingham! He's done it before and he'll do it again. No timing on that finish there. It was just flashed white above the player's icon there. That was Levi that had that shot. Fancied his chances from that far out. Bellingham again. Can't
chance
link
to
in with
counter.
Mbappe, and there could be a counter-attack now. If Pele can get going, if R9 can also get going, it's dispossessed ever so slightly. They still have just about got possession.
They kept it calm. There was a run in behind there for Guild Esports. The counter-attack could have been on, but I love the experience coming out and showing in full here. Happy to keep possession and work a different opportunity into the box to look for a higher percentage chance of scoring.
Just that run of R9. Levi controlling Pele. Trying to make all the problems here. Jude Bellingham picks up the pieces off a heavy touch from R9. So they still look for the equaliser in this game. They just keep getting pressed in that exact moment there. The timing off the press from Guild Esports has been impressive. Really limited the time on the ball that anyone's been able to have in that midfield. Jude Bellingham or Gullit. Retrospectively, ball back inside, to Zidane. It was Time Green. They did everything right. It was just Edwin van der Sar that came to save the day for Team Gullit Ninjas in Pyjamas.
Watch the back post potentially.
Kinos comes short. He would have been pretty helpful in the box. Oh no! It's Time Green again. Van der Sar being made to work at the back there.
Knocking on the door here are Guild Esports. Couple of flurries.
Could be another one.
Ronaldo to the edge. No. Nearly.
Easily defended by the Brazilian. Now there's White shirt's bombing on forward. Watch R9, watch the back post, look at the space, Pele, chance, what a save from Schmeichel. Van der Sar down one end, Schmeichel with heroics down the other.
I mean, the first touch is poor from Pele. He's whipped all the way over, and this is a chance for R9 actually, for Gullit Esports. Marquinhos does well. But the cross to the back post, it's perfect, it's in his path, he just has to settle it. Just showed too much, but you have to just hold your hands up and say, Schmeichel off his line so quick for Gullit Esports.
Yeah, superbly well, didn't it? Cancelo. Back to Pele, squeeze it through, but it's going to be moments, Richard, very soon. They're going to look back and think, what about the chances that we had? And should we have done better with them, especially that Pele chance? I mean, you can't take anything away from the heavy touch that was provided by Pele. That sort of really did ruin the chance in itself. Made everything rush, didn't allow for any time for Levi there towards the back post. Ronaldo's got a leap on him. It's time red though, and it goes for a goal kick.
It was always behind CR7. Even I think if he greens it, I don't think he's on the right jump almost, or angle to aim it goalwards. Obviously the green times would have been better than the result that we got, but Gullit Esports are looking very dangerous on the counter-attack, and it's not going to sound too sort of mundane at the moment, Brandon, but I'm going to say it. The next goal is everything. If Gullit Esports get it, I think they see this game out because they look really good.
Team Gullit is in pyjamas, kicking from left to right. Trying to buy a goal, need a goal. And after such a dominant semi-final display, winning 5-2 against AFC Ajax, slightly met their match in this final. Pele, but for how much longer? Oh, saved and read by Schmeichel.
Yeah, he almost clutched it out of the sky, did Schmeichel. It's a nice little finesse shot, good angle. Right positioning of the finesse shot as well. The body type looked good going up to it, but Schmeichel saying, no, not today, fellas. I'll just take that out of the sky.
Sort of came and met it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Shows the intent of one of those two players, whoever's in control of goalkeeper movement. João Cancelo, Pele, is it for a second for Gullit Esports? It's a guessing game in the back, an absolute puzzle to try and solve of which way do you defend, do you dive into a tackle? Seriously is a difficult situation at either end of the pitch at this level of competitive FIFA, especially with the cancel of skill moves that every player has within their repertoire. Bellingham driving forward on the flip side. They need a goal. Here comes Team Gullit in pyjamas. R9! He tries his best to put it on a plate to Mbappe, but the ball just won't fall there.
Just smothered, wasn't it? From Schmeichel, just making sure he got something on it as that double tap pass came back into the danger area. And literally, as soon as that chance missed, both teams cued applause at the exact same time. Give up at the top of the screen. Both teams that have cued applause right now. So clearly both sides wanting changes to be made as we approach our final third of this grand final.
What first down to this is going to be for either team that does win here tonight in the FGS Masters Cup. They were chosen both as FGS Masters teams. Only 16 teams were pre-selected before the start of the year, which are based to give them the honour being one of the most respected esports organisations / football clubs that we've seen involved in the FGS ecosystem. And they're showcasing exactly why by being in this grand final tonight. Only one, though, can be a winner. If Gullit Esports find a second, you'd have to say that they're on for it. It's a brave run by João Cancelo there down that byline. It's a difficult position to defend, isn't it? Because you don't want to dive into the tackle. Of course you don't. But at the same time, you have to find a way to stop the defender.
Yeah, and I think the opportunity there that came for João Cancelo was just wanting to get down that left-hand side and potentially get inside the box, look for a foul, look for maybe a tackle coming in. Didn't fall for him in the end. What a player, though, João Cancelo. He's probably one of the players, him, Hakimi, I think Marquinhos, they're almost certainties. Like, even Ruud Gullit's not a certainty, Brandon, in these squads. We've seen Bellingham, we've seen Zidane, we've seen Kante, Kevin De Bruyne. But, I mean, some players even don't use R9. But I think those three at the back, Hakimi, Cancelo, Marquinhos, are just dead certs, guarantees in the squad.
And why wouldn't there be? As you said, the only way I see that changing is some ridiculous, and I mean ridiculous, team of the season items to come out. But I mean, even at most, I think they're going to challenge to get on the bench, and maybe one comes into the fold, depending on who that's going to be. But the team of the year is always a staple for a reason. And we've seen exactly why these now. 22 minutes left to play here. Gullit Esports do still lead by a goal to nil. And I think this is where we're going to see that roll of the dice for Team Gullit Ninjas in Pyjamas. Vieira doesn't fancy a finesse from that far out. This man might instead cuts it back. Bellingham, another brilliant block at the back by Marquinhos.
The counter's on potentially here.
What a ball! What's a ball! What's a save, Schmeichel! They had to be brave there, but it was on near enough a play for Mbappe.
Get that man a cape, because he is heroic at the moment. Peter Schmeichel.
As we go down the other end now for Gullit Esports, Pele into R9, he remains onside, he can't turn, there's just no room to manoeuvre or even input a skill move. But they've been so good at that, Richard. Team Ninjas in Pyjamas, just playing those little dink passes around the corner that they've been so hard to defend. No matter who they've played against today. And very nearly, it was Mbappe on that time of asking to be the hero, to send this into extra time, potentially at a 1-1 scoreline. You can see the attacking intent now from Levi and Ollelito. They have to come forward. They have to really go for this game. It's a horrible touch from Mbappe. He might be punished for it. No, he wins the ball back somehow. R9, shot from distance, comes off the body of the Brazilian defender.
Desperate.
Still trying to find just an answer at the door. There just isn't an answer at the door. They can knock and they can knock for all they want. Time's running out. And look at the numbers now as they've had to go forward. Can't find the run he was looking for of R9. Defended just about well by Ruben Diaz. Pushed off the ball by Ruud Gullit. Another pause will come in from both teams as they're just gasping for air, to be completely honest.
Defence versus attack.
Mbappe, chance. R9 tries to pass it into the back of the net, in all honesty.
And the counter-attack is there. They just need to play the cards right.
Chance. Mbappe, surely! Oh! No, Schmeichel! It's been ridiculous! And I mean absolutely ridiculous!
What a keeper. The kick's awful, though. It puts pressure back on them.
Chance to conclude it. Just a running race now. There's support. It's a 3-on-2. It's absolutely fluff from R9. That was Nicolas99FC there. Just completely fluffed his lines. We're going back down the other end now. For a minute, probably of additional time. That's all she's got left on the clock. And that's going to do us here in this FGS Masters Cup. 180 minutes. With just one goal to separate the two. It came in the 91st minute. And that's how narrow FGS matchups are going to be this year in this 2v2 environment. Congratulations to the duo of Gullit Esports' Nicolas99FC and Nicolas99FC. We knew they were going to be a force to be reckoned with. We knew they were going to be an incredible duo this year, Richard.